We actually interviewed probably close to 10 or 15 different development companies. The reason we chose Vice Software over the competitors was for a variety of reasons. One was price. They fit within our budget. We felt that their offerings were more than fair for what they charged. And it was really a full list and a full spread of options that we could use, that we could utilize. We met with Ryan, we met with Prashant. I believe we met with one of the developers as well, and we felt that for the rate that they charged, we got the most bang for the buck. We felt we were in good hands, and they were very technically aware of what needed to happen in our murky situation when we onboarded with Vice. Sure. The project that we did was a complete replacement of our prior development team. So we had been with our former team for many years, over 10 years, and it was time for a change. So it was going to be our first change in a capacity like this in quite a while. So complete lift and shift of teams, responsibilities. Old team completely gone after Ryan and team completed the knowledge transfer and felt like they had a firm understanding of our product and offerings. Sure. Um, our situation was very, I'll say difficult and interesting. Um, our prior team did things their own way. It wasn't always by the book. It wasn't always by what was really best. Um, so Ryan's team had to really kind of start to really start by figuring out up from down, left from right, and figuring out where to put their feet so they could stand up a team. Um, that started with going all the way back to the basics and the fundamentals of our infrastructure, of our of the pieces of which we knew had to be there and had to exist in order to even build a software of any type of magnitude. So once they once they were able to do that, and we were able to get a team into the software and into the code and learn what exactly was good, what exactly was bad, what needed to change, what was okay, then it was a matter of creating the story points and really beginning to build, make changes, make maneuvers, and ultimately become more stable, more successful as a product. Very easy. The team that we had, I mean, to just to name the superstars that I would say that we worked with at Vice, Hamanshu and Brev. Um, they're phenomenal. Really easy to work with. They prefer Slack, so we signed up for a Slack subscription. We were able to have conversations with them really whenever whatever was needed. So if we had questions, it was as simple as sending a quick Slack. If we needed to hop on a call, they were very easy to schedule a call with as well. Daily stand-ups were in the mix as well. So quick 10, 15-minute calls of, hey, this is what we're working on. Here's the board. Questions, priorities, changes. It was really easy. They made communication simple. 100%. I would say almost 100% of the time there was something unexpected. Former team, like I mentioned, they did things their own way. So we had to figure out what exactly they did, kind of reverse engineer it to be able to build forward. So unexpected was we knew it was an inevitability. So they did a great job at taking the unknown, making it known, and drifting to a more stable format and a more successful user approach. Sure. So to give you a little bit of insight as to the old team, they were basically uh, I'm not sure the politically correct and right way to put it. They were bad. They were very, very bad. I believe that they were kind of self-taught. They did the best they could with what they knew. Very thankful for them, but at the same time, it created some problems as to how things were set up. You're familiar with the term spaghetti code. That's really the way it was for quite a while on our back end. So we brought Vice on. We had to get up to speed. Of course, there were a lot of questions. We kind of had to do our onboarding a little bit incognito in a way to not spook the former development team because we did not know how they would react. So once they got access to the code, once they were able to tactfully and tactically sift through what needed to be changed, then we were able to strategize together. They were always collaborative. They were always very helpful, giving advice on what we could do, giving advice on how to fix certain problems, both from a short-term and a long-term vision standpoint. The team was able to help sift through what we needed done. The overall goal was stability of the platform. Um, we had a feeling that there were some off things, and one they were able to help identify that there were stability issues, and the second was fixing those stability issues. So they were able to come in a relatively short time frame, make the best out of a rough situation at times, and stabilize the platform and stabilize the code base as a whole. Would. Um, of course, given their unique situation and given their budget and constraints, yeah, I would think if Vice was within their budget, absolutely, I would come back to them again. Yeah, sure. The decision to move away from Vice was purely on our parent company decision. My company's owned by a company that owns 82, 83 other software companies similar in size to ours. So it was a consolidation play on theirs. They went with a very large development organization, and they got preferred pricing based on their volume. Um, but at the end of the day, there's pros and cons with that. Um, but if you're a small company and you have a budget that you have to work within, you're not part of a larger organization, Vice is a solid option. Biggest one I would probably say are the people. I mentioned Himanshu and Branda before. I felt like they were kind of part of our team, and that's not an easy thing to do. With an organization that's halfway across the globe. Um, but I felt like every day we were talking with members of our team. It wasn't Flip and by software. It was one unified team, and that's rare. That's rare in a vendor and an outsourced team. So I think that's something that plays very well to their strengths. Um, I think you covered most of it. I think if I could go back and think about when we were searching for a development team before we went with Vice, we did a lot of interviews, we did a lot of conversations, we discussed a lot of our problems, and we were really unsure as to what we were needing, what we were wanting. Vice was able to offer the widest variety of things that we could possibly need to cover as many bases as needed. And if I could give myself some advice looking back, it would be to to listen to Ryan and the team, and don't be afraid of new. New is good. New is how you grow. And if you want a team that will help you grow, man, it's probably going to be Vice.